This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Rebecca Vargas.
And along with John Scalzi, I'm Don Brennan. Indeed, thank you for joining us on this Labor Day holiday for some.
Holiday for some, yeah.
And a nice weather day, it looks like. There'll be some spotty showers around, but compared to last week.
We'll take this.
Oh, any day of the week, absolutely. We have a few scattered showers in the forecast later on down the road, and so we're going to be talking about a few sinkholes today. Kind of the perhaps the runoff, so to speak, of the showers that we had last week. We are really heavy in the rain bucket, so don't really need a whole lot more rainfall. And I think this week we get a chance to dry out just a little bit. Yes, we have some scattered showers on radar this morning. Those are mostly kind of left over from what was Hermine. We'll talk about what that all means in just a few minutes, what it means to our forecast a little bit later in the day. But I think we can go with about a 40–50% chance of showers today. Daytime high will top out around the 90-degree mark or so with a mix of sun and clouds. More sun during the first half of the day. We'll talk all about it coming up in a few.
Thank you, John. Taking a look at Labor Day traffic this morning at 5:01. Nothing doing on the roadways, thankfully, after last week. It's nice to have clear roadways, and right now, Manatee County roads are moving along nicely. 41, 301, 75, all looking good at this point in the morning. And as you head into Sarasota County, that too is looking good without any ill effects right now. Topping our news this morning, residents in Manatee County are still recovering from the impact of Tropical Storm Hermine.
The storm leaving several neighborhoods and streets underwater. ABC 7's Kate Flexter has the latest on the damage.
Here at Burgundy Condos in Bradenton, the pile of water-soaked furniture only seems to grow. All personal items left behind in the wake of Tropical Storm Hermine.
There has been nothing more heart-wrenching and heartbreaking to see the items that are piled up in the bins.
For Nancy Sitter, the loss is personal. She lives in Burgundy condominiums and on Thursday could do nothing but watch as the creek in her backyard began to flood.
And watching the water inch up to the back of my lanai, I knew that we were in trouble.
The situation only got worse as water reached her doorstep.
And all of a sudden, I turned around and faced the front door, and it was a river coming in. There was a current.
And then filled her apartment, soaking her belongings.
You just had to weather it.
But for some, it was too much to weather, leaving behind their homes and personal belongings. On Sunday, many returned to the damage, throwing out what couldn't be salvaged and holding on to what could.
Me, I got in the second day, started clearing things up, pulling carpet out, pad, drying, loading the fans.
For Tim Hibbs, the damage is minimal. In his 16 years of living in this apartment, it's flooded 3 times, and he was ready.
I always recommend that for people that live in areas that they know might flood. Keep all your valuables in Rubbermaid tubs, keep them up. Just make sure, when you get the rain coming, be aware of the flood water, how it's coming and how fast it is.
Hibbs says this is another reminder to be prepared for anything.
I know that there's always that potential that it could flood or it could happen whether I'm here or not. So at least that way I'm safe and I can save a lot of things.
Today, emergency management was on scene assessing the damage. And if that damage exceeds $1.3 million on a county level, then Manatee County may qualify for FEMA funding. For information on how to report any building damage, log on to mysuncoast.com. From Bradenton, Kate Flexter, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Kate. Wow, the devastation there for some people.
It's got to be so scary. Just think in the middle of the night if it happens and all of a sudden there's water rising in your home, you have nowhere to go. In Sarasota County now, Lido Beach also still showing the effects of the storm.
Yeah, the shoreline already shrinking, but when Hermine hit, it only intensified the problem there. As the shoreline erodes, it's adding urgency to the debate of dredging Big Pass Shoal. The city of Sarasota, along with the Army Corps of Engineers, plans to use the sand between Lido Key and Siesta Key to build an 80-foot berm to protect Lido Beach. Some are concerned that it will have a negative impact on Siesta Key, but the city's engineer says dredging is necessary and increasingly urgent.
We know that we're getting more storms, more severe storms at least, and so providing a way to protect our shoreline, both our structures, our roadway, but also our habitats for the turtles and the birds, gets to be more and more important as these storms get to be more severe.
The city will assess the damage from Tropical Storm Hermine and figure out how to move forward with the dredging in the coming weeks. Well, the recent rainfall is causing a traffic nightmare on Clark Road. 2 holes have formed on the roadway, causing officials to close it while repairs are underway.
The damage is located east of the Myakka River State Park and west of Seidel Road in Arcadia. The excessive rainwater caused a washout, leading to erosion beneath the asphalt. A 6-foot hole was formed on the north side of the shoulder on State Road 72, while another 6-foot hole was found under the westbound lane. Sarasota County is working with nearby DeSoto County to ensure emergency response times for residents east of the closures will not be affected. FDOT says the road could be back open as early as Wednesday. They've also set up a detour for drivers heading west on Clark Road. Drivers are being directed to take Seidel Road north to Sugar Bowl Road, then connect to I-75 south using State Road 70.
In honor of Labor Day today, most Sarasota and Manatee County government offices will be closed due to the holiday. County libraries and recreation centers are included in those closures. MCAT and SCAT services also will not be running today. Trash collection will be delayed by 1 day for the remainder of the week. However, all county parks and beaches that are normally open on Mondays will remain open. Meanwhile, AAA and Budweiser want to make sure you party responsibly this Labor Day. Tow to Go will be running through 6 a.m. tomorrow if you have too much to drink and need a ride home for you and your car. The service is offered to everyone, even if you're not a member of AAA. If you need a ride, just call 855-2TOW-TO-GO. And if you have the day off and are looking for something to do this morning as part of the Englewood Pioneer Days, the Labor Day Parade and Festival will be held today. Festival Park opens at 8 a.m. this morning with the parade beginning at 9. It will come down Old Englewood Road and go to Dearborn Restaurant. The festivities will continue at Pioneer Park with contests, music, and award presentations until 3 this afternoon. The events will go on rain or shine.
As part of the activities and festivities for the Pioneer Days, fishermen and women packed Tom Adams Bridge over the weekend for the 7th annual Michael O'Donnell Memorial Fish-a-thon as part of the festival. One of this year's winners is a little younger than the usual anglers.
My brother was in 3rd place, and he caught like snook. He caught a snook. My mom reeled it in for him, for he can catch it for him.
Englewood Pioneer Days wraps up today, as Rebecca mentioned, at Pioneer Park. Veterans and community members are paying their respects to those who gave their lives in the Vietnam War. The Southwest Florida Vietnam Memorial Wall officially opened this weekend for viewing. The memorial honors more than 58,000 men and women and replicates features from the well-known memorial in Washington, D.C.
Back a lot of memories to a lot of us, but it's all good memories because we know that these men are being honored for what they did for their country.
I knew someone from my hometown that was killed in the war, and I came to find his name, and I found it. I'm just proud to be here.
Officials say the project began 2.5 years ago, and besides a few finishing touches, work on the memorial is essentially completed.
The new Players Centra in Lakewood Ranch is one step closer to development. According to the Herald Tribune, 2 architectural firms have been selected to design the new 3-theater complex in the Waterside Village. A construction company based in Sarasota will build the new theater, and the plans call for a 480-seat main stage with balcony seating, a 125-seat black box theater, and 100-seat cabaret space. There will also be a rooftop bar, and the public will be able to give their own input on the design of this theater during a reception on September 30th at the Polo Grill in Lakewood Ranch. The Humane Society of Sarasota County wants to see some cute photos of your pet. The Humane Society is hosting a pet photo contest, and this year's theme is pets acting like humans. Pet parents should submit photos of pets doing its best human impression. It's a $10 donation to the Humane Society to enter the contest and a $1 donation to vote. The winners will be featured in the 2017 calendar. How cute. We always say like your pets look just like their owners. I feel that way.
Nah, I think those
like, they go together.
I think so. I mean, I think we select based on, what we like to see in ourselves. I don't know.
Maybe. I think so.
They say you don't select your pet selects you.
Well, there's some truth in that, I think.
Yes.
Absolutely right. We have some nice weather if you want to get out and about and enjoy a little walk with your animal today. Should be just fine, I think. We have a few showers we'll be dodging. The last remaining effects of Hermine will be felt today. And then we'll get rid of it. And everything from today through the next couple of days looks pretty darn good. We'll talk about that in just a second.
Thanks, John. Even though we have some good weather, the former hurricane/tropical storm Hermine has put a damper on many holiday weekend events, and not just here in Florida. We'll show you the destruction in the storm's path in multiple states now. That's coming up. Stay with us.
What does it mean when New South Window says Factory Direct?
It means we have a factory.
It means we eliminate the middleman.
It means you get an award-winning, energy-efficient window at factory direct pricing.
Plus, New South windows are made in Florida.
For Florida homes.
By Florida workers. Because we know Florida weather.
Bring your measurements this Saturday from 9 to 4 to get huge discounts. New South Window. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Call now.
Attention. This is an important message for anyone who had an IVC filter placed to prevent blood clots from traveling to their heart or lungs. Did your IVC filter move, break, or cause organ damage? The FDA warns that IVC filters may cause serious complications, such as heart or lung damage, internal bleeding, even death. If you or a loved one suffered serious complications, call IVC Filter Helpline now. You may be entitled to compensation. IVC filters are designed to prevent blood clots. If your IVC filter moved or broke and you suffered heart or lung damage, internal bleeding, or if a loved one died as a result, call IVC Filter Helpline today. Our network of experienced attorneys is ready to fight for you. You'll pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. Call today for a free confidential consultation. Don't fight this alone. Call IVC Filter Helpline now.
Please call 800-897-6764. That is 800-897-6764.
Temperatures on the Suncoast are rising and the deals are hotter than ever during the summer clearance event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. You'll feel cooler than ever when you drive away in a new Jeep Cherokee for as little as $19,999, or take home a stylish new Jeep Renegade for just $17,999. How about a new 2016 Jeep Patriot for just $14,999? Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7.
Our system of security is not a one-and-done kind of thing. It is a living system, so we will continue to make changes and improvements to it throughout the year.
Protecting Suncoast schools. We'll find out what measures the districts are using and the controversial measures that are being debated to respond to crises. I'm Alan Cohn. We'll have that story plus our roundtable discussion.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you. Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC 7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Current conditions outside are pretty nice right now. We have 77 degrees with a dew point of 72. East-northeast wind coming in at 7. I think over the course of the next several days, you're going to find that the air feels slightly less humid and a little more crisp, perhaps. We have some drier air that's going to try and work its way in. But for today, we have the kind of last remaining effects of Hermine, as we have a trough of low pressure kind of already producing some showers over on the other coast. 76 degrees, Wauchula, Arcadia, Mayaca comes in at 75. Bradenton, you've got 76, so do you in Parrish and in Lakewood Ranch. 77 Northport, Inglewood, Venice, Sarasota, as I mentioned, and out on the key at Longboat. A little warmer at 78 with 75 in Punta Gorda. So if you look across the state right now, you can see this kind of lingering line of showers that still exists. It's sinking southward, and high pressure to the north is building in, but this trough, as it continues to press southward, will eventually just wash away. So I think today, kind of the combination of this little bit of instability and daytime heating, which we'll get plenty of, thank you to a fair amount of sunshine around today, will lead to a few scattered showers. Those showers will build in mostly inland areas. And then I think as we develop a mostly easterly wind or northeasterly wind, it'll take those showers and kind of drift them back toward the coastline a little bit later in the afternoon. Everything should be said and done by about 5, 6 o'clock when everything winds down. And then as that happens during the overnight, we'll start to see some drier air move in. And the next couple of days look like it's going to be really mostly sunny with not too much of a rain chance. The satellite view really gives a nice look at that kind of troughiness that exists. If we back that satellite out, you'd see all this line of clouds kind of wrapping up around what's left of Hermine, producing those showers off the mid-Atlantic coast. But for us locally, it's really going to be all about this ridge of high pressure building in, directing our winds out of the northeast, drawing down some of this drier air, particularly aloft, and kind of killing the rain chances. Just for a few days anyway, we will flip the switch on the rainfall machine. Oh, there'll still be a few around, but not nearly what we would normally see at this time of year in summer. So, well, that's old. Forget that. Drier air filtering in here. That drier air will limit the number of showers and thunderstorms we see today, or tomorrow rather. Today, we still have to deal with this kind of troughiness of low pressure, et cetera, and the showers building inland and drifting back to the coast, as I mentioned earlier. So we still probably have about a 60% chance of storms. It's not going to be great big monster storms. They'll be brief, they'll be in and out, and then we'll be left with a pretty decent day. So if you see one of these storms, it's not going to be a deal breaker for the day. Tomorrow, pretty nice. Watch the RPM computer model, put it into motion. The drier air filters southward. We get a few passing showers around later on this afternoon. They sink south out of the area. There will be a few pops of lightning, and I do mention that for those folks going to the beach. Do watch that. Remember your lightning safety rules. And then tomorrow through, I think, Wednesday, we'll have mostly dry conditions. Boating weather, not too bad. Just watch those pops of lightning later in the afternoon. East wind at about 10 to 15. And we'll probably see that turn a little bit more to the northeast in the afternoon with a light chop and 2-foot seas. Remember, if you hear lightning, you are in danger of being struck, so take appropriate measures. Winds are out of the east today, switching a little more to the northeast, about a 50% chance of storms. And then we'll drop it down to 20%, if that, for Tuesday and Wednesday, and maybe part of Thursday as well. We'll start to increase rain chances again just in time for next weekend. Daytime highs, we're back in the 90s. Back to you.
Thanks so much, John. As far as your commute this morning at 517, looks like out of Palmetto, those bridges are clear at this point in the morning, so is the interstate. 41-301, also moving along nicely into Sarasota. The roadways there are clear, no problems on the arteries out to 75, and 41 is still looking accident and delay free, even as you head into Venice and Northport, and we're all clear on the interstate. Well, September is National Yoga Awareness Month, so Don, we want to talk to those in the yoga community about why it's so important.
I could have just done it right here because you're big into yoga, aren't you?
I am, yeah.
So tell us about it.
But I wouldn't say I'm a yogi.
No, but you do enjoy it and you know the benefits, and many people involved in yoga, they're not even aware that it's Yoga Awareness Month because they live it and breathe it every day. Those who practice yoga are already immersed in it, so when National Yoga Awareness Month kicks off on Thursday, let's just say they won't be patting themselves on the back for the national shout-out.
No, yoga's about humility, so being recognized is not important. Every day sparks something special for me, so the fact that it's Yoga Month, nice for others, but doesn't mean anything to me.
Brett Bigelow has been aware of yoga for a long time now.
First thing that would have popped in my head is Jane Fonda initially.
He knew of yoga but was unaware of all it could offer.
I thought I needed to stretch more, was why I started. And then you come to find out that there is an entire side of you that's been dormant. And it awakens energies and motivations and thoughts.
It awakens so much, but it did not awaken the knowledge that September is National Yoga Month.
I wasn't aware of it, and for it to be a several thousand-year-old tradition To give it a month seems insignificant.
Raising the visibility, however, is never a problem for Stephanie. She left the gym scene and believes that, like her, others will see the wisdom in embracing yoga.
I was finding that the older I get, it became a little bit aggressive. The weights, the gym, the loud music, the noise, and I started craving a softer, deeper kind of practice.
For that reason, the yoga community will continue to make every day special for yoga because yoga has made every day special for them.
Hopefully, the students who are already here, already taking yoga, they kind of honor it every day. Every day is yoga month for them. But it's nice if we can get some more people interested in it because the benefits are crazy healthy for you.
For the man who came in to stretch his muscles, he found out a life lesson that is very apropos with these storm systems hovering nearby this week.
There is a great strength in being able to adapt to every situation, and that's part of it, is that the tree that bends survives the weather better. And that's, I think, what I found in it.
Sounds like it's great. He said it wasn't enough.
Well,
One month isn't enough.
Exactly. I mean, it's, so many people do it and so many people embrace it, and it has so many benefits that, a month seems, like you said, insignificant.
Maybe we can find out if there's some specials going on throughout the month. It's Awareness Month.
Check it
We'll
out.
look into that. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
Nintendo going retro. We'll show you which old school gaming technology they're looking to bring back coming up.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Since 1928, Karastan has been setting the standard in carpets and rugs, producing non-allergenic wools that won't promote the growth of bacteria or dust mites like other carpets will. Karastan wools actively remove contaminants from the indoor air, making your home healthier. And there are many colors and patterns and textures to choose from. Come see for yourself.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, we make sure you get the most for your money. More years, more miles, and when you're ready to sell, you'll get more money back. Come fall in love with the longest-lasting vehicle in its class, the Subaru Outback. Or lease a new 2017 Subaru Forester for just $209 a month. Or get 0% financing right now during the Subaru A Lot to Love event. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
It is 5:23. Apple's next big unveiling is just days away, and we're learning more about what to expect.
Here's ABC's Diane Macedo and Nick Watt.
In today's Tech Bites, Apple is rolling out some new products and features this week.
The next generation iPhone is expected to debut on Wednesday, along with the Apple Watch 2, and Siri may send LinkedIn messages, book a ride on Uber, and search for items on Pinterest.
Remember when gaming systems used cartridges? Well, they might again.
The Wall Street Journal reports that Nintendo's new NX game console will use cartridges because they're now cheaper and hold more data than discs. No word from Nintendo. And one of the most watched videos on YouTube right now is a live stream from Jackson Hole, Wyoming.
Thousands of people are watching pedestrians walk across an intersection, cars drive by. The big question, why? Well, apparently somebody posted online that they're going to do something in front of the camera. So far, nothing.
Nothing. Those are your Tech Bites.
Have a great day. Nothing.
Tech Bites, brought to you by Petco.
There are cohabitants, and with that comes compromise. We give them a little extra space, accommodate their schedules, And sometimes we have to forgive. But when it comes to their nutrition, we never compromise. It's why at Petco, we're proud to offer Merrick, a leader in grain-free pet food made from regionally sourced ingredients in Merrick's own Texas kitchen to ensure the highest quality. Because for our best companions, only the best will do. Petco.
You didn't get our text?
Text? Got a new Serta Perfect Sleeper? Don't need to count you anymore. Deleted.
See how the Serta Perfect Sleeper can help solve your sleep problems. Visit Serta.com today.
On air, online, and on your mobile device. This hurricane season, turn to the official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC 7. We're here for you.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
People ask me all the time, George, what do I do with my idea for a new product? I tell them, call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp has been providing patent referrals, preparing ideas, and submitting to companies for more than 30 years.
I believe every inventor deserves the opportunity to step into the ring and take their best shot. Put InventHelp in your corner.
For your free inventors information, call 1-800-881-6805.
Get ready, college football fans. When you buy a $5 or more Fantasy 5 ticket and enter your team's drawing, you could win great prizes like team merchandise, tickets to your team's games, and other bowl game experiences. You could even win a championship weekend prize pack in Tampa or $10,000 cash. Fantasy 5 from the Florida Lottery. Just imagine.
They took that stress and that tension when I was particularly feeling very bad after that nasty car accident, and it was such a relief to know that I didn't have to bear that burden alone, that I had help.
Our goal is to not just get a satisfactory settlement on their case. We want them up on their feet, happy again. They've gotten their life back.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPB.
It's Lincoln's summer sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKZ for only $299 per month, or a 2016 Lincoln MKX, Lincoln's premium sports utility vehicle, for $339 per month. We also have a great selection of certified pre-owned vehicles. Drive with the confidence of a 6-year, 100,000-mile comprehensive warranty and complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, family owned and operated, and winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award. We are located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, the coast is clear in Florida from Tropical Storm Hermine, but we'll show you how it's impacting the rest of the eastern seaboard.
Plus, a warning for those looking to give donations to people affected by the flooding here in Florida.
And how a 2-year-old girl is getting a lesson early on about littering.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Welcome back. I'm Rebecca Vargas.
And I'm Don Brennan, along with John Scalzi. And it definitely was a crazy week last week with Hermine.
Wow,
and with
sure
a tropical storm, then a hurricane, and then back to a tropical storm. But now still, everybody else is going to be affected by it.
Yeah, well, we still have kind of lingering effects around here today. I mean, we'll have this little trough of low pressure that'll help enhance our rainfall chances. All in all, most of the day should be nice, though. I mean, we'll have a lot of sunshine out there. It'll be kind of a beach day. Shopping day, maybe? Anybody doing barbecues this afternoon?
That's right.
Yeah, little
Discounts
burgers.
on Labor Day.
Yeah, a lot of discounts going on, I guess. So I think the roadways will probably get kind of active a little bit later on this afternoon. It should be okay, except you will be dodging those storms. Just watch for those coming in later in the afternoon. Forecast looks like this. We'll have a mix of sun and clouds out there with, you can already see a few scattered showers over on the other coast. I think the East Coast is going to tend to be a little bit more active today. And as we see those showers build a little earlier on along the East Coast, we'll watch them on radar kind of march their way across the coastline under the influence of an east wind. Eventually, they'll end up on our doorstep, and we'll put our rain chance today at about 50% or so for late afternoon and evening storms. Daytime high tops out in the lower 90s, so it will be a warm day. Maybe the beach will be just the place to be. Complete forecast coming up in a few.
Thank you, John. Taking a look at Suncoast roadways right now. There is an accident in Palmetto. You see it up there on the top part of your screen, and right there about the confluence of 41 and State Road 19. It's 41 and 37th Street Court. It's 41 northbound, the accident, so be aware of that as you head towards the Sunshine Skyway Bridge, but no backups right now from that. And as you head down into the middle of Manatee County, everything is looking good. All the way into Sarasota County and South Sarasota County as well. No issues or delays besides that one little blip on the screen.
Well, topping our news this half hour, Tropical Storm Hermine is forcing people all across the eastern seaboard to change their Labor Day holiday plans as the storm sweeps up the coast.
And the storm killed 2 people in the south and forced those living along the shoreline to evacuate their homes up north. ABC's Maggie Rulli has the latest.
Hermine continues to batter the northeast.
You can feel it in the house when the waves hit, the pilings shake.
Now a post-tropical cyclone, the former hurricane is churning up dangerous waves and potentially life-threatening rip currents.
Lifeguards have been very, very careful with keeping people out of the water.
Governors along the eastern seaboard are taking emergency precautions. New York City beaches are shut down for the 2nd day in a row, and New Jersey has declared a state of emergency in some coastal counties. Crews have been working through the weekend, building up sand dunes to keep the storm surge at bay.
Ferocious. Absolutely ferocious.
Hermine slammed into Florida Friday as a Category 1 hurricane with 80-mile-per-hour winds, tossing trees, exploding power lines, and causing death.
I look out my window and we have an ocean on our front porch.
Hermine then turned towards Georgia, the Carolinas, and Virginia with torrential rain, leaving some entire neighborhoods underwater and caving in this giant sinkhole. Hermine remains a powerful storm that's expected to sit just off the coast of southern New England for days. And officials are once again urging people to use caution and to stay out of the water, even if the weather seems decent, as the threat of potentially deadly rip currents remains extremely high. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, Washington.
Here in Florida, Governor Rick Scott spent the weekend touring the areas affected by Tropical Storm Hermine. He was in Pasco County yesterday to assess the damage there with emergency management officials and also the Pasco County Sheriff's Office. There are 4 areas in Pasco that have been ordered to evacuate, while 6 other areas were under self-evacuation during the storm. County officials say that flooding will continue to impact the area until the middle of the week.
In light of the flooding and damage from Hermine, Florida Commissioner of Agriculture is giving tips on donating money to charities in the aftermath of this storm. Charitable organizations are required to register with the Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services before accepting donations. If you'd like to donate to a charity, you should check first to see that the organization is registered by visiting the website freshfromflorida.com. You should also check how much of this money goes to the individual charity that it tends to help, and any suspicious charity should be reported by calling 1-800-HELP-FLA. And now that the storm has moved north, the damage is minimal here on the Suncoast.
Yeah, it's minimal to us. To those who have minimal damage, but those who had heavy damage, it's not minimal. And ABC 7's Kate Flexter tells us those near Lido Beach are still seeing the effects.
Here on Lido Beach, the shoreline is shrinking, so when Tropical Storm Hermine hit, it only intensified the problem. Carl Schofstall has walked Lido Beach nearly every morning for 14 years.
It is the most beautiful place on the earth as far as I'm concerned.
But over time, he's watched his slice of paradise slowly wash away as the shoreline continues to shrink.
We need the sand. It's at a critical mass.
A situation only magnified in the wake of Tropical Storm Hermine.
We can't take another one. We can't take another storm.
And as the shoreline erodes, it adds urgency to a controversial debate, dredging Big Pass Shoal. The city of Sarasota, along with the Army Corps of Engineers, plans to use the sand between Lido Key and Siesta Key to build an 80-foot berm to protect Lido Beach. But in past interviews, Siesta Key residents told us they're concerned that the project would permanently impact Siesta Key beaches. They've even filed a lawsuit against the city and the Army Corps of Engineers.
Without assurances, scientific assurances that everything will be fine, it seems foolhardy to continue down the path and take the sand from that shoal.
But city engineer Alex Davis Shaw says dredging is necessary and increasingly urgent.
We know that we're getting more storms, more severe storms at least, and so providing a way to protect our shoreline, both our structures, our roadway, but also our habitats for the turtles and the birds, gets to be more and more important as these storms get to be more severe.
Renourishment is also incredibly costly. In the past 10 years, millions were invested in maintaining Lido Beach. Davis Shaw says it's a cost paid back in tourist dollars.
It's a necessary investment to keep Sarasota County on the list for, a great destination to visit and to recreate, and so, it pays for itself.
For Schofstall, the investment is mostly sentimental, but it's also physical. As the shoreline washes away, he worries the draw of Lido Key might wash away with it.
If they don't turn around and have this, it's going to impact their businesses. It is an economic nightmare if we don't get sand.
The city plans to assess the damage from Hermine over the next few weeks and decide how to move forward. From Lido Beach, Kate Flexter, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
On the campaign trail, Hillary Clinton will be making another stop in Florida this week. The Democratic presidential nominee will be in Tampa tomorrow for a public rally at the University of South Florida. Clinton is expected to discuss her plans on national safety and how she will work with our allies on national security. The rally is expected to begin at 1:45 at the USF Student Recreation Center. Doors will open at 11:45 tomorrow morning. Meanwhile, members of Congress will return to Washington this week for a short session. Lawmakers have the task this month to keep the government from shutting down on October 1st and approve the spending measure. Congress could also decide on funding to fight against the Zika virus.
One of the most popular trails in Everglades National Park will close temporarily. It's one of the final steps in a rebuilding project. Park officials say Anhinga Trail will be closed Wednesday through early next month. The boardwalk on the trail has already been rebuilt, and officials say the closure is necessary to finish the trail's paved portion. And there are new questions this morning about an earthquake that hit the Midwest over the weekend. The earthquake has now caused wells linked to fracking to be shut down. The 5.6 magnitude quake was felt from Texas to Nebraska. It's tied for the strongest ever earthquake to hit Oklahoma, and officials are now looking into whether the quake was man-made. And scientists say a lot of the water comes from the process of fracking, causing tremors once the water is injected back into deep wells. Oklahoma has had 900 earthquakes with a 3 magnitude or higher in the last year, and the state is now calling for water disposal wells to be shut down around the epicenter of the earthquake.
In Washington, D.C., the Department of Public Works is trying to clean up a trash mix-up. A 2-year-old girl was given a $75 fine for littering after Public Works officials found a letter with her name on it in an alley near her house. The girl was then given another letter notifying her that she violated D.C.'s littering code. Her parents were furious and asked to speak to a supervisor about this violation, but the supervisor never called them back. A spokesman for the department says they apologized for the mistake, but they were just doing their jobs. The family says the letter must have fallen out of their trash.
Not a criminal. And that's the ironic thing, is that we talk to her all the time about picking up trash.
Well, the department later cleared the violation and did not fine the family or issue a citation.
Then the tropical storm washed away all the Manatee County football games Friday night, or most of them, and it's unfortunate that all of the Sarasota games were not postponed because it got pretty ugly at the Booker-Sarasota game. Ugly early, as the first quarter bench clearing brawl led to 7 ejections and maybe more once the FHSAA looks into it, as Sarasota got off to a big start and never looked back, but the frustrations boiled over from the outset. It took every coach and official to keep it from getting worse, and it looks like it could have gotten a lot worse. And thankfully it didn't, but this may not be the end of it. ABC7 will let you know of any punishment handed down, if there is any, coming from the FHSAA. And
yikes.
Yeah, it's not a side of sports you want to see, especially with everybody suffering like they did last week, and to see something so insignificant as a game be turned into a brawl. Not good.
We don't like to see fights.
No.
I don't know what the trigger on that one was.
I don't know. I know that on social media, they talk a lot before these games, so you never know what happens.
You know,
Stir things up a little bit before the game, so.
Looking at some pretty decent weather for you today. If you're going to be out and about enjoying, maybe you have your day off today, you're going to enjoy some outdoor activities. Should be okay for the most part. We do have one little glitch there in the forecast we'll talk about in a second.
Thank you, John. And when your hand soap says antibacterial, does it really do the job? We'll tell you about it coming up in Health Smart.
What does it mean when New South Window says Factory Direct?
It means we have a factory.
It means we eliminate the middleman.
It means you get an award-winning, energy-efficient window at factory direct pricing.
Plus, New South windows are made in Florida.
For Florida homes.
By Florida workers.
Because we know Florida weather.
Bring your measurements this Saturday from 9 to 4 to get huge discounts. New South Window. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Call now.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on a pedal. You get a clean mop head that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Temperatures are rising, and the deals are hotter than ever during the summer clearance event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Get the all-new Chrysler Pacifica for just $26,999 and get an additional $1,000 off with a trade-in. Hurry! Time is running out to get the new Dodge Journey for just $15,999. And right now, get up to $10,000 off a new Ram Crew Cab. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
40 Carrots Family Center and the Community Foundation of Sarasota County present a free speaker event, The Gift of Failure, How the Best Parents Learn to Let Go So Their Children Can Succeed, featuring author and educator Jessica Leahy at Hyatt Regency Sarasota on Monday, September 12th. Discover how to motivate kids to learn for the sake of learning. Wean kids off rewards, bribes, and parental reminders, and approach parenting as a journey toward competence. RSVP required at 40carrots.org. That's FORTY carrots.org.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Current air temperature coming in at 77 degrees with a dew point of 72. We have an east-northeast wind established at 7. I think we'll see that easterly flow over the course of the next several days. And that's going to be kind of critical to the forecast philosophy. 76 degrees, Wauchula, Arcadia coming in at 76. Mayaca, 77, as is a bunch of other reporting stations. Parrish, Bradenton, Lakewood Ranch, Sarasota, Venice, Northport, all coming in at about the same temperature with 78 in Inglewood, and Punta Gorda coming in at 75. So across the state of Florida right now, you do notice a couple of showers over land, especially down to the south. We also have a few up to the north as well. We have kind of an unsettled area across the center part of the state of Florida. It's a little trough, a little kind of line of low pressure that helps to stabilize the atmosphere, helps to encourage the formation of some showers and even a few thunderstorms with a little daytime heating. And it's really kind of like the wake behind a boat, if you consider the boat to be Hermine. After it moved on through, it left this little mark in the atmosphere that's helping to produce a few scattered showers right now. Nothing ongoing that's going to bar your commute. If you do have to commute this morning, should be just fine. But later on today, I think with a little daytime heating, then we're going to see those showers build in inland areas, and they will slowly drift back to the coastline. A few more showers around today than we saw yesterday. You can really just see that wake of showers that kind of wraps up around Hermine, still off the coast of northeast. It continues to pull away from land slowly, but high pressure will build in back behind it. Now, this high pressure ridge, which is going to be kind of a feature of our forecast in the deep south over the next several days, will help to draw down some drier air for a few days and kind of help to cut off the chances for showers and thunderstorms being terribly widespread across the state for probably right straight through the midweek period and into the end of the work week period as well. Now, that high pressure ridge is going to be a dominant weather feature in the forecast for probably 4 or 5 days, maybe even into next week. We'll watch a few showers inland that drift back to the coast and generally a drier than average kind of couple of days. Our water vapor imagery, which shows you those swirls and motions in the atmosphere, clearly indicates this kind of tan color sinking southward. That's our dry air, and that dry air is what's in store for the forecast, particularly tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, probably some of Friday as well. You can see the drier air sinking south on the future rainfall forecast. Now today, we pick up a few bigger showers in inland areas. They drift back to the coast, and some of them could produce some fairly heavy rainfall at times later this evening. I'd say probably between about 5 and 9 o'clock. And then those showers exit out into Gulf waters, die out, and we're left with a pretty quiet overnight. But do watch for that if you're going to be at the beach later in the evening, maybe watching a sunset, whatever. There could be some pops of lightning around. And I know the beach is a popular place to be on Labor Day, so we don't want anybody to get hurt. And then over the next several days, I think we have a lot less of that west to east, east to west activity of thunderstorms and a little bit of a chance to dry out. Northeast wind shifting east at times, coming in at about 10 knots. Should be a pretty decent boating day today. Just if you're out late, watch for storms. 50% chance of storms, we'll call it. And then over the next several days, only about a 20% chance. Back to you.
Thanks, John. As far as our commute this morning out of Palmetto, we're just seeing one accident popping up this morning that could slow you down if it doesn't get cleaned up. Right now, it is at the 41 northbound area at 37th Street Court. So 41 northbound at 37th Street Court. I'm not seeing any slowdowns just yet because of that accident. The bridges out of Palmetto are clear at this point. So is the interstate. 41 301 clear into Sarasota. Starting to see some volume picking up on Fruitville Road this morning, especially as you get off of the interstate. A little slow going there. But so far, it's all great on 41 in the interstate into South County. We know with this weather, it affects a lot of things, but one is headaches, pain. You start to feel it a lot. I don't know about you, but I can feel it a little bit in my head.
I definitely have had headaches, and I never have headaches, and I've had it the last couple of days. Yeah, there you go. ABC's Alex Redmond tells us there are reasons you may be experiencing these symptoms.
Suncoast weather looks like this most of the time.
But when we do have frequent changes in barometric pressure, as the fronts move in and out, what that can do is trigger differences in people's bodies.
and the pain is almost gone, but it's still there when the weather is damp and rainy.
If the aches and pains in your body and joints seems to happen when the weather gets like this,
because it happens when the weather is damp the way it is now.
or if you start to get a migraine when the winds are whipping and the weather is damp, it may not just be all in your head.
Because people are affected by light. Light goes through our eyes and affects primarily the pineal gland.
And when weather changes occur, we have many patients who suffer from different types of headaches and migraines.
Weather can also trigger ophthalmic migraines, explains Dr. Scott Hahn. Migraines that may not be accompanied by a headache.
But their eyes will have symptoms. They'll have the auras, they'll see lights, they can see colored lights, they can see lightning bolts.
They can even have something called scotoma, says Dr. Hahn, where parts of their vision can go missing.
It's a harmless condition. It is associated with, we think, maybe blood vessels that spasm, may be triggered by the decreased barometric pressure.
Weather can cause discomfort, but the area of the pain, says Dr. Pecoraro, isn't always the source of the pain.
People oftentimes think it's the bones that ache. It's not really the bones. What it is it's the fluid in the joints that's being affected.
That pressure, says Dr. Pecoraro, puts pressure in those joints.
And oftentimes some of the elderly, people with arthritis, people who are highly sensitive to headaches, can feel those changes before we actually see the weatherman bring that information to us.
For ABC 7, I'm Alex Redmond, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Alex. Well, marijuana use is still illegal in most of the U.S., but as laws begin to change, so is public opinion on the use of this drug.
A new report shows more Americans admit to using marijuana. Fewer Americans believe it's harmful to your health, and NIH researchers reviewed 13 years worth of data from surveys and found that in 2002, 50% of those surveyed felt marijuana could have a detrimental effect on health. In 2014, only 1 in 3 adults felt the same way. Researchers say changing attitudes could be due in part to marijuana legalization laws, which have now been adopted in 24 states as well as Washington, D.C. Health experts of all types of smoke inhalation can have long-term side effects. Previous studies have linked cannabis use with a weaker immune system and chronic bronchitis.
Well, if you think antibacterial soap is better than regular soap, think again. The FDA has found that no scientific evidence of antibacterial soap is any better than plain soap. In a new ruling, the FDA is banning antibacterial soaps and body washes from being marketed that contain certain active ingredients. Of the banned ingredients were not proven to be safe and effective for long-term daily use. Well, just wash your hands. It doesn't matter
exactly.
if it's antibacterial or not. Just stay clean.
Yeah, you
right?
don't need the super duper,
They say it dries it out too. Dries your skin out.
I know. That's what bothers me.
Like that.
That's why I never wash my hands.
Oh. You don't want to do that. Stay with us.
We'll be right back.
Today at 4 on Suncoast View. I'm Stephanie Roberts on Suncoast View with the Labor Day Look Back with Siesta Key rum sampling, Jenny Garth, great grilling gadgets, and brew burgers in the kitchen. Today at 4 on Suncoast View.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, we make sure you get the most for your money. More years, more miles, and when you're ready to sell, you'll get more money back. Come fall in love with the longest-lasting vehicle in its class, the Subaru Outback. Or lease a new 2017 Subaru Forester for just $209 a month. Or get 0% financing right now during the Subaru A Lot to Love event. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today at our new kitchen and bath cabinetry locations.
US Med has great news for anyone living with diabetes.
If you have Medicare, private insurance, or prescription drug coverage, US Med will ship a new glucose meter right to your home.
And shipping is free.
My new meter uses only a speck of blood, so it's less painful than my previous meter.
If you have Medicare, private insurance, or prescription drug coverage, you're covered with US Med. We're welcoming new patients, even if your current provider can't supply you anymore.
I don't even have to test on my fingers anymore. I can test on my hand or forearms, and it's more accurate than my old meter.
So call US Med today, and you'll have a choice of 2 great meters.
One that actually speaks your results, or a meter so small it fits on the bottle of strips.
Act now, and US Med will include a free prescription discount card. We'll also send you a free diabetes cookbook. This is your opportunity.
So call US Med today.
You'll be glad you did.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WindGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WindGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Well, a couple in Tennessee have more than just their wedding anniversary to celebrate now. Every year, Kaysen and Kelly Boland celebrate their anniversary by going to a Tennessee Volunteers football game. That's their punishment. Now, on their 4th anniversary, the couple went to the game within a week of her delivery date for their 2nd child. Now, Kelly went into labor with 8 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. The couple got stuck in game day traffic on the way to the hospital, but within hours, the family had their baby boy. They say their son has to be a Tennessee fan now and could be on his way to becoming a future quarterback.
Well, I like that prediction. That's so sweet and so cute.
Yeah.
So birthday and an anniversary. Who what?
Who played center? Who hiked the ball?
Oh,
Who hiked
I
the
don't
baby
know.
to
I
the
don't
doctor?
know.
She did.
She
Kelly
did.
played
She made it to
center.
the hospital. I
Good
thought it
for
was
her.
going to be in the stands, but she made it to the hospital, which is good. Much safer. It's 5:56. We'll be right back.